Hello, my beautiful social media family. Welcome to your full moon in Aquarius horoscope. So, this is actually a preview of what is offered on Black Moon Lilith Collective. And I want to remind all of you that the door is shut on August 22nd. So, literally, time is a ticking. It's the 18th right now. And we're almost shut for the year. And this is going to be a major transformative school and community centered around astrology, esoteric knowledge, alchemy, and it's for one really low, amazing annual price for everything that you're getting. And throughout the year, I'm going to be launching private webinars and courses that are going to be offered to the public, but Black Moon Lilith Collective members get them all included in that one price. Everyone else has to pay for each offering. So I definitely encourage all of you check out in the links down below if you are interested in joining the tribe. And this is really the final countdown. So I suggest all of you check that out on lilithastrology.com. And if you have not yet, I encourage you to sign up for email on my website because when you sign up, you receive a free PDF download of the Alchemist Guide to Black Moon Lilith created by me. So this is my own interpretations of Black Moon Lilith and how you can integrate and alchemize the shadow of the divine feminine in your life for empowerment and manifestation. And that's free. So definitely head over to lilithastrology.com. Link is down below for that as well. And if you are new to the channel, I encourage all of you to click like, hit subscribe, and click the bell because I do post videos and go live whenever I want. And I want all of you to know that when you do subscribe to Black Lilith Collective, you're going to be getting the more premium content because I'm not going to be posting previews of every horoscope publicly on social media. There are going to be general astrology videos. I'm gonna do the download and guided messages and horoscopes from time to time, but it's not going to be anywhere near as in depth as what is offered on Black Lilith Collective. So that's another reason why I encourage you all to join. Plus, you get everything for a really great price in a bundle versus having to pay way more money over the course of the year. So definitely check us out. And now let's get into the horoscope. So the full moon in Aquarius is also called a blue moon, and this is it's not rare. Like all of the internet's like it's rare, it's rare. We had one last year. It's not rare, but it means that there's an extra moon cycle in the same sign. We had the full moon in Aquarius on July 23rd, and then now we're going to have another one on August 22nd, which I'm going to talk about today. We had the new moon in Leo, which has activated that and opened that portal for creation and manifestation. Definitely check out my horoscope on that. It's right here on Black Moon Collective or on the channel if you are watching on YouTube. And essentially that activated a portal of manifestation. So as we have started off the month of August, a lot of us leading up until now for a year and a half have been focused on working on something. So this is where you have Saturn in your chart in Aquarius, Saturn in Capricorn also we dealt with that in 2020. So wherever you have those two signs in your chart, you've been putting in the work, whether it be relationships or your career or your life path or who you are as a person. It really depends on your chart. So stick around until the end because I'm going to go over for each sign for Black Moon Collective members only what this full moon is bringing up and manifesting for you. But I digress. So this full moon is activating the Leo Aquarius axis again. So we received the first hit July 23rd with the full moon in Aquarius. We received the second hit in opposition with the new moon in Leo on the 8th. And then now on the 22nd, we have the full moon in Aquarius. And you know what's really interesting is this is on a critical degree. So this is on the 29th degree. So let's get into the charts actually. I'm going to share my screen here. So this is activating on the 29th degree. This is a critical degree in astrology, an anaretic degree if we want to get fancy. But essentially, an anaretic or critical degree is is especially when it's on the last degree. It's on the last degree of a sign. This is why we say cusps don't exist. Otherwise, people will be like, "This is on the cusp of Pisces or a Virgo, a Pisces." Like, no, this is in Aquarius and Leo, but this is the completion of a cycle. So say you have 29-degree planets in your chart, that's something to pay attention to. I mean, it's definitely something to pay attention to. And you know what's really interesting is Jupiter is very close by. So this is like the completion of something you have been working on or focused on for some time, for at least 2 years, a year, maybe even the past 6 months. Some of the things you've been building and focused on started to really rev up over the past 6 months. And with that full moon in Aquarius on the 23rd, you may have started to see some activation of change towards a different direction. And then with the new moon in Leo, that opened up that portal, the floodgates. So you may have experienced some movement there. But now you really going to experience some movement because it's the completion. And the full moon right here is when the moon, in this case, this is Aquarius, is forming an opposition with the sun in Leo. And so this is what gives us that big, bright, full effect. And this is a blue moon, like I said in the beginning, because this is an extra moon. So this is the second one, second Aquarius moon, which this is powerful, you guys. And so we're getting an extra bump of activation in the area of life that the last full moon occurred. So the Aquarius moon is going to be forming a tight connection with Jupiter in Aquarius, and that is retrograde. So Jupiter in Aquarius represents growth in terms of innovation, in terms of the long term vision, the future. This is fulfillment of hopes, dreams, wishes. This is fulfillment of things that are going to elevate and shift your life path. And for some of you, forever. Shit's been popping off for me that I'm like, shit's gonna change forever from this full moon for a lot of people. And the moon is an activator. So when you have such a powerful planet like Jupiter close to the moon, moon conjunct Jupiter, hello, fantastic luck. Fantastic luck. And even if it's on an anaretic degree, it helps this because it's luck, but a completion of a cycle. Like it's luck, but positive growth. And it's luck, but innovation towards the direction of the future vision of your life and the area of life that this is happening for you. Think about the sign Aquarius: innovation, technology, the future, humanitarianism, the collective. This is why when we talk about the age of Aquarius, it's about all these things. It's about enlightenment of the human and ascension of the human. But with that comes personal growth. So the thing to remember is that this Jupiter is retrograde. So the luck and abundance that you're going to receive is from the growth, personal growth that you've experienced and past seeds that you've been working on and planted. And so I don't want you guys, and I don't want you guys to think that you can't manifest anything new around this time. You're always manifesting. You're always making things happen for yourself. But if there is something that is just so that you have been working on, that you have been transforming and changing, this is where you can now see a forward movement in a positive direction. So this is like reaping the benefits of your work. And we have to remember when planets turn retrograde, it's not all about Mercury retrograde and things getting messed up. That's that's part of it. But other planets turn retrograde. And when a planet like Jupiter turns retrograde, all of the effects of that planet move inward. So this is why I'm saying it's a manifestation of your internal growth over the past year and a half, 2 years. It's a manifestation of choices that you've made, work that you've put in, foundations that you've set, ways you've elevated and leveled up your life, discomfort you've gone through, and ultimately making choices and changes to solve that discomfort. Now is where you can start to see the benefits and fruits of those decisions. The moon is also, this is like the only connections too. This is the only connections with other planets. So I'm saying this is a good moon, you guys. Like, this is a good moon. I love giving good reports because you know me, I will let you know when shit's popping off, and not no bueno. And this is actually great. I'm going to segue for a second and say things that are going on outside of the first world, or those of us who are fortunate enough to be able to watch astrology and utilize it in our lives and manifest. Outside of that, when we look at what is going on in the world, it is a humanitarian crisis. And this is also going to bring that to light. This is also like the July 23rd was the full moon in Aquarius. Pop stuff started popping off then. August 8th, the portal, the Lionsgate portal, the new moon in Leo, huge pop. And so now we're going to get another pop, but this is actually helping. So these areas, Haiti, Afghanistan, Lebanon, all of these areas that have just been experiencing turmoil, I think can hopefully will start to receive some sort of aid, receive some sort of help, start to work through it. And the thing is full moons also shine a light. So the full moon is shining a light on human spirit. It's shining a light on the fact that all of our resources are don't go to everyone. All of our resources go to people like us in first world countries, and where we're going and heading as a civilization is not sustainable for everyone. And that has also been the job of Saturn and Aquarius, which is actually close by. But Saturn is actually not really in the mix and being positively aspected by Venus, which I'm going to get into in a moment. I need to stay on I need to stay on here for to talk about this, but Saturn is calm right now on top of it. So Saturn is like, all right, well, you guys, I caused some destruction. I've brought some lessons. Now is a time for you to see the truth, and what are you going to do about it? How are you going to change it? It's just it's like with our the climate change and with what's going on in the world. It's just a travesty to humanity, the way that we do not live a sustainable life on this planet, and that we are essentially killing off the planet, or trying to. But the cosmos are trying to warn us so that we can put a pause and stop and help others. So I'm going to digress from the world stage because there's constantly something, as we all know. And but when we see these potent Aquarius activations, it affects the collective. But in your own individual life, guys, like let's step back into empowering astrology, right? Because we are in challenging times, and a lot of you I know have been going through challenges in your own life leading up until now. We had Venus in its fall position in the sign of Virgo since July 22nd. July 23rd is when we had that first full moon in Aquarius. And then we've also had Mars in Virgo. We've had we've really had to take a look at what is the energetic clutter in my life that I keep hanging on to, that is dragging me down and not allowing me to move towards this vision I have for myself, move towards this goal. What are ways in which I'm sabotaging my own abundance and my own happiness? So those are themes that have been coming up for a lot of you guys up until on Monday when Venus shifted into Libra. So I'm going to now touch upon the Saturn Venus trine that is going on during this full moon. And we have to remember, like, it's not just about the full moon aspects, but the energy of the day, it does set the tone for this 2 week period. So we also have to remember that full moons, moon cycles, when they activate, that energy lasts for 2 weeks after. That energy like emanates out, and there's a story that's created after. So it's not like full moon happens, oh my god, day of, I found love of my life and this change and this change. Like, no. It's a 2 week period that something needs to come and pop. So the pop today, or the pop on this day, is Venus in her home sign. So the goddess of love, beauty, the goddess of justice, equality, women, is now comfortable in her home sign of Libra. So we dealt with Venus in Virgo in its stability, in its fall position, which Venus in Virgo is about the details of love, the accuracy of love, overthinking love, understanding the logic around love. Does that sound like Venus? Then that's why it's in this fall position. But now we can start to experience some forward movement. These personal planets like the moon, and these fast moving planets like the moon, Venus, sun, Mars, Mercury, are activators. We also have to remember. So Venus is forming a trine, which is a synergistic and positive aspect with Saturn in Aquarius retrograde. So Saturn has been testing the collective. We all know, we did have Saturn in Capricorn for some of 2020, but then Saturn went into Aquarius. We had it in May and June. Saturn retrograded back, and we had a break. Like, we had a lot of explosion with social justice and that narrative and those conversations. Obviously, Saturn rules over Aquarius as well. But now Saturn in Aquarius is dormant. And so all of the lessons and the changes and the hard work and the need to elevate and change your life and be active is now taking a moment to integrate. So, and Saturn has been retrograde since May 23rd. So we've had a little bit of a moment from Saturn retrograde. And so now Venus is coming along to positively activate Saturn retrograde. So the people who have been, I always have to say, heeding Saturn's lessons and warnings and putting in the work and leveling up and doing what is sustainable and right for their future and for their lives. Now Venus is coming along to positively activate that. So if y'all are members, if y'all have been following me for some time, you're doing the work, you're doing the alchemy, you're setting those intentions, like, this is a major portal of movement for benefits to come into your life. Venus also rules over money, abundance, material gains, self-worth. And Venus loves Libra. I think Venus is the pretty warrior princess in Libra. Because yes, Libra is about love and romance and beauty, but she's also about what's fair and social justice. And Venus also does not take anything less than she's worth. Venus is like, oh no. Oh, you want to pay me that? No. Oh, you want to do that? Honey, I don't do that. I'm gonna break my nails. She stands up for what she's worth and stands in what she needs. So if you have been doing that, this is a time where the universe is going to handsomely reward you for that. If this has been an issue for you, if this has been a shadow, I know with women in general, self-worth is huge. Self-worth is so powerful of a vibration. And a lot of us are we have lack as a trauma, and it can be from our upbringing and ancestry and those that um we know that we grew up with and those who were templates for our lives. And so Venus in Libra can also help you resolve some of those things. So long term abundance can come along for a lot of you. And the reason why I also say that is because Venus trine Saturn represents something nice coming in, but it's going to be for the long term. And it's going to elevate and shift you into a higher state of consciousness. And not only that, shift you into the future vision that you've been planning or wanting for yourself. So, this is a powerful aspect as well. So, literally, this is like the main story. And we also have Mercury, the planet of communication, in its home sign in the sign of Virgo. And this is forming a connection with Mars. And so, after a period of introspection, removing the clutter, removing what doesn't belong, paying attention to the details, using discernment, being hypercritical, realizing certain things in relationships, especially Venus rules over relationships, realizing, coming to certain realizations, all the stuff is extremely, you're going to be able to take action on it. You're gonna be like Mercury. If someone had Mercury conjunct Mars and Virgo in their chart, I'd be like, you would be a great editor, or someone that can design and organize someone's home, like someone like Marie Kondo, because you know what does not fit and what does. And these two bad boys are going to be forming a square with Lilith and Gemini. What do we all know about Lilith? Lilith speaks her mind. Lilith in Gemini is suppression of the divine feminine voice. Lilith in Gemini square Mercury in its domicile and Mars, the planet of action, the voice and the action. This is a time where a lot of you are going to be like, time for you to get out, time for this to change, time for this to stop, time to do this, time to remove this, speaking my truth. I don't give a fuck. This is what I need to do. Or new opportunities can come in and you are just like, sign, yes. Or another way this can occur is through unleashing your voice and your divine truth. You will be handsomely rewarded around the time of the full moon. So, this is a time for you to be in your authentic voice and in your authentic resonance. Um, so, this is a very powerful full moon, you guys. On top of it, like we don't have many squares going on that day. That's the main square, you guys. Everything else, Mercury, the planet of communication, is forming a positive aspect with Uranus in Taurus, which is dormant. So that intense, quick changes, crazy stuff happening, instability, that is subsiding, or that has subsided. Uranus has been retrograde. Uranus was retrograde August 19th. And so so Uranus turned retrograde August 19th. So now we can start to have that calm down. I mean, Uranus was still direct when what happened in Haiti went down. Uranus is the planet of sudden shocks, surprises, changes. So and Uranus is in the earth sign of Taurus. And that represents the material, that represents the earth, nature. It also represents our money. So right now, and also on this day, so also on this day, having Uranus retrograde, this is like changes that are going to be more concrete. That is telling me even more how concrete. Mars in Virgo, Mercury in Virgo, they're in earth signs, trine Uranus. So changes that you make are concrete around this time, and opportunities that come in are concrete at this time. This is a great time to sign stuff. Like you guys gotta get that in order. I have, get your contracts in order, all that stuff. Venus is trine Saturn. Venus in the domicile, Moon connected with Jupiter. Like, if you want to know when is a time to move forward with stuff, it is right now. And of course, we always want to take inspired action. We don't want to push ourselves if something is not in alignment, but if it's in alignment, now is the time to go, especially before we have Mercury retrograde in September, which I will be doing a special episode on that for Black Widow Collective members and what to do and what to look out for this one, because this is in Libra and miscommunication relationships galore. So this full moon is also activating what I want to call a cuffing season as well. Okay, I didn't make up cuffing season. Cuffing season, everybody knows what cuffing season is. But essentially, this is also activating a lot of relationship changes, but in a deeper direction for a lot of people. So if people have been wanting a new relationship, if an old relationship has become stagnant, this is a time where you can make decisions towards the right direction for you and a more balanced direction. This can also bring some romance and sudden decisions within relationships. So this is like an intro into a nice season of love and romance with that Venus forming a trine to Saturn. So all in all, you guys, this is a extremely activating full blue moon in Aquarius. So hold on to your hats because things are about to change. And this is a nice period that we're going leading up into. But as we get further into the fall, it's not going to be as opportune, honestly. And I do go over this in my 2021 horoscopes that are for members only on the website, and I'm working on my 2022 that'll be offered to members only. I'm gonna be selling those separately now. So this is so important to understand these windows of opportunity and to take them as they come. So on that note, I am going to go over what is going on for each of the 12 signs for the full moon in Aquarius. And this is for Black Women Collective members only. If you're interested in finding out, join the tribe before doors close on August 22nd. And let's get into each sign.